Hi guys, welcome to Sree Trading Buddies daily forecast. Let's start by looking into ES on the daily. Remember, this is a Globex session. We are on Thursday, heading into Friday now. So one more day to go before the end of this week. What happened today? Today was a huge bullish day. I did not trade for whatever the reason, but see the kind of an activity that happened today. So yeah, missed out, but I think it's all in the right spirits there. So I'm not really so worried now. So let's start by looking into ES. Now, this was Wednesday, Thursday. So Wednesday, FOMC. Didn't see much action there, but Thursday, you could see that this candle is worth 106 points. So that's a beauty, really. Okay. So we got 106 points, and then the market started off in the Globex session. Maybe it's trying to get to the half of this particular candle, maybe. What do we do in these kind of circumstances is see where we are headed to. So mark the 50%, 50% exactly lands here. So this is an area that you can take a little bit of a cue there and then say, okay, fine, that's the 50% of the 50% of the candle. Of course, that's a daily candle there. So if the market comes here, takes sweeps liquidity and then goes back up, maybe is that what we want to do? I'm not really sure, but let's see. So this is Monday. Monday is an up day. Tuesday, Wednesday have been down. Thursday has been up. And Friday, we just got to wait and watch whether the market wants to get down and then go back up, or is it going to be a muted Friday? So let's see if we got any opportunities there, right? So this is the 4-hour chart, and you can clearly see that it's absolutely range bound, and the market went back up, and it's going up, right? That's what we can see. So let's see whether it continues to go up. It already reached the targets. We did expect 7,200 there, but I think 7.6 is around the corner. So we got all sorts of price action there, and let's wait for the market to show what it wants to do. That's on the ES. I don't think we should go any further unless you're really looking for some trades. So here we go. This is Nasdaq. Nasdaq on the daily. So this is Nasdaq on the daily, and same. So what happened is until now. Now let's go back here. So this one is Friday's candle. Monday was a little crazy, just tried to go back up, back down. And Tuesday was even crazier because it absolutely came down, took liquidity, but it did come down to the level where we marked down. On Wednesday, muted session, but of course inside candle. And now Thursday is a big bash, really. So that was an awesome candle, and back up there is absolutely bullish candle. Now let's compare this with ES, okay? Because that comparison is very, very important now, because ES on the daily level has breached these areas and then it went back up, but initially it was not. Now this Nasdaq candle actually went to all-time highs one more time here, and so we are expecting some kind of bullishness, but if it has to go up, it has to go down and then go up. So we'll see some kind of a liquidity taken out, and then market would go back up, right? So that's the game plan in here on the daily. On the four on the 4 hours, Liquidity taken, boom down, then liquidity taken, boom back up, and liquidity taken, boom back up, right? So 4 hours, you got to really look into these in on an individual stance. So we'll see what it has to offer. The only thing that I would say is now blindly longing is I don't think is going to really work out. You can't just blindly long in because there are areas of inefficiency which it would target and then go back up, right? If it has to go back down, then it has to go back up and then back down. So that's the story of NQ. And let's get to GC. Okay, GC is going to be interesting too. On the daily level, if you can see, market is just languishing in here. So we did do the forecast. We said, okay, this is the initial sell side now, then the intermediary one. Ultimately, it has to go here. So almost came here and then went back up into these areas. And hopefully, I think it'll reject here and then go down. But again, it's not just the technicalities. There's a lot of geopolitical stunts going on. So market has to take into consideration all these levels there. So on the daily level, it looks like market would touch this area and then take liquidity and then go back down. uh, I'm not really sure if this is the ultimate sell side because for me, this is still there. It is not breached yet. This is there, and this is there. So there's a lot. So let's wait and watch how market actually reacts to this on the daily level. Now, quick one on the 4 hours would be what is 4 hours telling? So 4 hours. Uh, let's draw this, okay? So on the 4 hours, you can clearly see that this is the fair value gap on the 4 hours. Okay, so FEG 4 hours, that's good. Market did tap into that, came down. So it's kind of a bullish or a block here, kind of it formed. But now this is the fair value gap that it left out on the 4 hours. Uncharted territories here. It didn't really come down, breach or anything. So we need to see whether this is respected or not and whether it breaches this area. So these are the two areas that we need to look into. Wait for the market to react to those levels and then make a call. Okay, that's on the 4 hours. So 4 hour FVG, 4 hour FVG down below. Just wait for the market to show what it wants to do. Do not enter beforehand. CL, you can see CL, we did discuss that it's been bearish, but I didn't really like the bearish momentum here because this bearish, this bearish, this bearish is different from this bearish, right? Because these are the real bearish trends. And bullish, even bullish, I'm not really so pleased about it because this is bullish, this in a way, this in a way, but not this. So we got to see what is the climate here on how CL is going to react to that. So got to be very watchful on these things so that we can make a pretty well-informed choice there on any kind of an asset now. That's about it, I would say. I'll do a separate forex related video, but this is more on the future side of things. I do not see anything crazy for now. Um, Nothing seems to be like obvious, so we need to wait for the market to show what it wants to do. Tokyo Open, Midnight Open, 2 p.m. pre-London. So maybe I'll look into it pre-London just to see like if there are any opportunities, especially on gold, because if the trend continues, then maybe does it go back, reject, and then come down to these levels. So will it play between this level, this fair value gap midpoint to this fair value gap midpoint? That's about like 60 points. So we'll see if that is what is on offer. And if that is the case, then all good. Or if it breaches these levels, then you're looking into these. and further away this and this level, or ultimately this. But again, market hasn't been showing any bullish signs there, and not even bearish signs for me. Market has been a little muted, so we need to be very watchful of how we trade GC. I'm not interested in trading CL um, and ES. So immediately for ES would be um, cover these levels maybe, on the 4 hours. You can clearly see that this coverage in here, so the inefficiency level, maybe it'll be covered. Then there is this complete, there's no fair value gap yet, because for a fair value gap to form, you got to have 3 candles, and yeah, that's a formation. So, but I would call these kind of inefficiencies in here, and the buy side, maybe it acts as support here, I don't know, or it might just all the way crawl back down. So market is unpredictable. You're getting to the Friday zone, so just be careful of what the market has to offer. Um, Given how it behaved on Thursday, maybe Friday is a muted Friday. So if that is the case, then just as long as you're green, just take it with both hands there. So that's about it for today's forecast on the future side of things. Not much happening, and from from um, from a news standpoint, if we look into the news, then economic calendar, because that's the last one that we would want to look into. Um, so if you look into the economic calendar for Friday, we do, yeah, we do not have anything there, especially red folder. No, we don't have anything. 10 o'clock, we do have ISM manufacturing PMI, but that is it. Um, that's a medium impact news, so there's not much happening. Bank holiday for Swiss, so I'm thinking it should be a muted Friday, really. There's not much action that's going to go, unless uh, there's a lot of news from uh, Truth Social or Twitter or whatever. So hopefully people understand what I wanted to say in a subtle fashion, but we'll see. Okay. Cheers then. Thank you.